Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta Safe. Troops of Operation Delta Safe during the period of our review sustained operational tempo against crude oil thieves and criminals in the Niger Delta. They recovered about 147,521 liters of stolen crude oil, 96,450 liters of illegally refined automotive gas oil, and 3,105 liters of dual-purpose kerosene. Additionally, they discovered and destroyed 42 crude oil cooking ovens, 68 dock pits, 25 boats, 3 speed boats, 58 storage tanks, 66 drums, and 34 illegally refining sites. Other items recovered during the week include pumping machines, drilling machines, tricycles, motorcycles, mobile phones, and 5 vehicles. Furthermore, 27 oil thieves and other criminals were arrested, while assorted arms and ammunition were also recovered. Again, between 1st to 3rd May, troops while conducting offensive operation made contact with criminals in Dokwa and Isoko West local government area of Delta State. During the operations, the troops arrested 3 criminals and recovered large quantities of natural gas. Similarly, between 2nd to 4th May 2025, troops acting on a tip-off arrested 6 suspected vandals, kidnappers in Anelga and Oyobo local government areas of River State, as well as Ope local government area of Delta State. The criminals were handed over to appropriate authorities for necessary action. Now a word on Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Uduaghan. Troops of Operation Uduaghan have sustained offensive operations during the period under review. Between 30th April to 6 May 2025, troops while conducting offensive operations made contact with terrorists in Osu and Idea, 2 local government areas of Imo State, as well as Ihaila and Ogu local government areas of Anambra and Enugu State, respectively. During the operations, also, troops neutralized terrorists and recovered arms, ammunition, and some improvised explosive devices, making materials from them. Similarly, on the 1st of May, acting on credible intelligence, the troops arrested a suspected criminal in Agu local government area of Enugu State. Arrested suspect was handed over to appropriate security authorities for further action. In closing, troops of Armed Forces of Nigeria will continue its operations across the country within the ambit of the law, giving due regard to human rights in line with global best practices, in order to safeguard national security, support our allies, and maintain regional stability. We recognize the importance of transparency and accountability, and we remain committed to keeping the public informed through accurate and timely updates, while observing operational security. This requires discretion and certain details, and we remain focused in our determination to defeat terrorism, banditry, and other criminalities in the country in order to ensure the safety of all Nigerians. Against this backdrop, the Armed Forces of Nigeria is calling on all law-abiding citizens to go about their daily activities without fear of intimidation, as we solicit continuous sharing of credible information with our troops in order to enhance our operations. Thank you so much, and God bless. It really yielded positive results. The South is becoming calm and calmer every week, thanks to our gallant troops and our commander of Operation Uduaghan. He has been doing very, very good job in the Southeast. His assumption as the General Officer commanding 82 Division and doubling as Commander Joint Task Force Operation Uduaghan. We continue to solicit and implore Nigerians to continue sharing credible information about activities in their communities to the field commanders and, of course, the troops that operates in their communities. By so doing, we will be working together, as we always emphasize. This operation is whole of a society approach. The military cannot do it alone, and we continue to thank you, members of the press, like I said in my opening remark, that you always keep Nigerians and international community informed about the successes and the effort of our troops in combating insecurity in our dear country. Military leadership and our service chiefs and other security agencies to step up their game to bring to a stop the insecurity that has bedeviling the nation. Your question is whether we are doing it, and then are we ready to do it to the letter? First, let me start from the last one. Are we ready to do it to the letter? We have no option. We have to take it to the letter and go by the presidential directive. And then whether we are doing it as we speak, as I'm reading this, or as I'm addressing you now, the Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Operations, and all other relevant staff officers are currently in the Northeast. They have been there for about 3 to 4 days now, and they are strategizing, assessing, and then blocking the loopholes in order to carry out to the letter the presidential directive you are talking about. So the army, the armed forces of Nigeria, they are doing it, and they are doing it to obey the presidential directive. Gentlemen of the press, senior officers, terrorists, by their nature, their aim is to impose maximum impact on what they're doing in order to make the public fear, put the public in the state of perpetual fear. And social media, like we all know, is free for now in Nigeria to anybody. You can carry your hands, put on any handle, and post anything you want. Now, some of those videos, they don't even tell you the location. They don't tell you the name of the person. They don't tell you from where. And in order to also tell the public that they're also strong, they also look for fatigue like our own, and sore and wear. So sometimes it will be very difficult for you to distinguish between who is a terrorist and then the regular soldier. Again, some of those clips, as real as we see them, there could be clips that had been, done long time ago. And they will bring it and put it like it happened today. And then use propaganda and tell you this is what they're doing. They will never tell you this happened here. They will just put the clips on social media and you look at it. So sometimes they'll do some of those things in order to, put maximum, instill fear into members of the public. But the armed forces of Nigeria remains undaunted in the face of all this propaganda and adversity. We remain focused. We may see them, but we'll go after the terrorists. You can't block them from putting anything on social media. The way you can block them from doing it is to look after them themselves and eliminate them out. If you're not there, you can't put anything on social media, and that is exactly what we're doing. Well, when you hear them talk, in some instances, you will be able to decipher whether this person talking is a Nigerian or not. I'm from the north, for instance. If I speak Hausa, and my brother from the southeast speaks Hausa, you know that this Hausa, this one is a borrowed one, or you are speaking it with difficulty. And Hausa language, like any other language, has different versions, intonations. If somebody from Sokoto, for instance, speaks Hausa, and my friend Abu Mawashi from Katsina speaks Hausa, you could hear some differences. And somebody from Kano, you will hear some differences. And somebody from my state, a remarked difference for that matter. So the Hausa spoken in Nigeria has differences between the Hausa spoken in Mali, also the Hausa spoken in Central African Republic, and the Hausa spoken in Ghana. So when we arrest these herders and terrorists sometimes, even the way they speak, the way they are physical physique, and even they hear, will tell you that this person is not from Nigeria. I think the only community in Nigeria that has here similar to that of those from the Sahel region are probably the Shua Arabs in Borno State, but they don't even have the same, like the Tuaregs. So while we also agree that many of those terrorizing our people are foreigners, truth be told, some of them are also Nigerians. Let us not deceive ourselves. There are some herders that are Nigerians that also, in the process of rearing their cows, they may encroach into somebody's farm. And before you know it, a conflict would issue between the herder and the farmer. And these are some of the issues we're also addressing. But note that most of the violent and incessant killings you are hearing in some parts of this country are perpetrated mostly by those that find their ways into the porous border of our country to perpetrate this evil. But we must, as a nation, rise up together with other agencies. When we say other agencies, for instance, whose responsibility is it to ensure those that come and go out of Nigeria? There are agencies of government responsible for that. We have to collaborate with them. Who are to arrest them? There are agencies of government responsible for that. We have to collaborate with them. And that is why we say we work within a joint environment, collaboratively, to ensure that we address insecurity and defeat our common enemy. About the propriety or otherwise of our actions. Some of the pictures we upload onto social media may even be a source of morale to our adversaries when they see it. But some of us tend to look at it as, maybe, because I'm not in their mind, I don't know what they think, to put it there to discredit effort of the armed forces of Nigeria. And that is your army. Like I always say, when they say Nigerian military, Nigerian police, Nigerian immigration, national, Nigeria civil defense, and all other security agents, including you, the journalists, we are recruited from members of the Nigerian society. And none of us want to die in service. You don't want to die as a journalist. You want to fulfill your career and then retire and go and enjoy your life with your family. So if I'm an officer of the Nigerian army and I do certain things that will hurt members of the Nigerian society, They will not receive me back home when I retire. When you retire, they will just go and tell you that, I beg, stay there, or Sabina, never Abuja, they stayed before. Go there. And I will tell you one story. This may be off camera. You see, when we say drone, there are different types of drones. We used to call some of them RPVs, remotely piloted vehicles. We used to call some UAV, unarmed aerial vehicle. And there are different types and for different purposes. For instance, if you go to ShopRite or some hypermarkets, if you have some of them here, you can buy a toy that is remotely controlled, produced in the shape of an aircraft or combat drones. You can fly it and you buy it for your children to play, to learn how to fly the remotely piloted vehicles. Then there are the combat drones that go on combat missions. They can go for reconnaissance. They can go for attack. Those that go for attack are armed with payloads, ammunition. While in some cases, those that go for reconnaissance could just be armed with cameras to oversee a particular area and understand what is going on in the general area and make record and then come back. Some even have the capability of sending messages about a particular geographical area and the activity that is happening therein to the control room somewhere, operational center. That the terrorists have acquired combat drones. That is not for now, to our knowledge, that they have combat drones that they attack, because I don't think there has been any occurrence where our troops were attacked by combat drones by terrorists. We have not seen that. But if they're in the process of acquiring it, I bet you, and I want to inform you that there are relevant government agencies that works in tandem with security experts to ensure that that does not happen. The use of combat drones is not allowed anyhow. Even the sale of it, you can't just go to the shelf and buy a combat drone. You can only buy those toys that they used to play with for children to learn how to fly kites. In our time, we do with paper and throw with hand. We've done our own. But as modernity approaches, you see children fly kites using remote controls. So those are some of the issues regarding that. But it still be subject of confirmation and interrogation to ensure that we address the issue very well. Well, senior officers, gentlemen of the press, thank you once again for coming and